Hi, everybody. Good evening. And also, I want to talk a bit tonight about a Nigerian lady, pregnant Nigerian lady who tried to enter the United States of America to have a baby, and she was refused and deported. Also, her visa was cancelled and she was deported back to Nigeria. So, I want to share that story tonight as well. If you're new to my platform, welcome. As you join the live, you like the live, you share the live. Okay, so it's in I think this is a newspaper in Nigeria. Okay, it's an article by Amani Brooklyn on March the 7th. Okay, so we're going to go into the article. Now, a pregnant lady who traveled to America to give birth, deported on arrival, and gets her American visa revoked. A Nigerian pregnant lady who wanted her child to be an American citizen, hence traveled to the developed country, got the shock of her life. As disclosed by her, things didn't go as planned, therefore has come out to share her bitter experience. In a video she posted on TikTok, the woman said she later did not give birth in America as planned. So this is a Nigerian lady who is pregnant, and apparently she got her visa to go to America, and she had hopes of going to America and having her baby there. But I'm not sure if everyone is aware, but recently when Donald Trump went into power and went into office, he announced that one of the changes that he's going to do for immigration is that he is going to revoke what is called the birthright citizenship rule. And he did mention that he's going to go the extreme to make sure that this amendment, this rule is revoked. So this rule is whereby, you could have gone to America, have your baby there, and once your child is born there, your child becomes an American citizen. And Trump was going to stop this from happening. I think it is still in court. I'm not sure if there's been an outcome as yet, but it is still in progress. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anybody in the comment section, um, if the birthright citizenship rule has been revoked already in America. All right, you can correct me in the chat if the birthright citizenship in America, if it has been revoked already. Because the last update I got is Trump was seeking to have this revoked. Okay, but I want to believe that there's something in progress, because for immigration to deport that lady without giving her the chance to enter and have the baby, then it must be that something has been passed. It is still in place to my knowledge. Yes, it's still in place to my knowledge as well. But I'm wondering, if it's still in place, then why does it take effect when the Nigerian lady went to America to give birth? I want to believe that they have started to act on it, even though it hasn't fully been revoked. That's America, and they develop their own laws and rules. And with a president such as Trump, I guess he does anything that he wants. That's my take. Trump is still fighting in court, yes. Because the last time he said he's going to go to the extreme mile, he's going to fight it to make sure that that is revoked, in an effort to reduce net migration in the USA. But I want to believe that something has been passed, or even because it's in court, it means that they have paused anybody that comes to the UK, into the United States to have a baby. Probably they have paused it until a verdict until there's something coming out from the courts. The federal government isn't too keen on it. Correct. I remember Trump saying that if it goes before a judge in Seattle, I think it was Seattle, that he knows the judge, and the judge is gonna the judge is gonna do what is right. That's the last thing. He is a very, very bold person, Donald Trump. Very, very bold. That's the last thing I heard him saying, that he's going to challenge it. He's going to challenge it to the last bit of it. He's going to challenge it. Queen saying, it's a war between two of them. Yes, he took risk of speaking than judge name. And now that judge has come under fire. Trump is a very, very bold person, very, very aggressive as well in his approach to immigration in the USA. Okay, so let us continue with the article. It's quite interesting one. All right, so it goes on. So the lady went on to TikTok to vent because she has been deported. Her American visa has been cancelled, and now she's back in Nigeria, and so she wants to share her experience of what happened to her. Now, the article went on to say that, well, the person name is Annabella. Annabella said she was not allowed to gain entrance into the United States when she landed at the airport. According to Annabella, she was restricted at the airport where she landed, and her visa was immediately cancelled. Immediately cancelled. So, based on that, I want to believe that she might have disclosed to the immigration officer that she's there to have her baby. And based on when the baby is due, then that is definitely the reason. It would confirm the reason. They did not even let her in the country. That's what the article is saying. She was restricted at the airport when she landed, and her visa was immediately cancelled. Queen said he has lost a lot of supporters since then. I think so as well, but I think generally America loves Trump, and I think they love the way that he tackles immigration in specific, boisterous and firm and strong in that regards. But the lady's visa was cancelled immediately at the airport. Now, my thinking is, if the law or the rule has not been revoked as yet, then why are things being done practically? Why did this Nigerian lady not allowed to enter the USA and have her baby? The laws have not been revoked as yet. So what exactly is in place that is restricting people from going to America to have their babies before the law is revoked? What exactly is it? If anyone is on my live who is from America and you're aware of the American laws, you can shed some light on this. Okay? It's the judge. Is it? Queen said it's the judge. Queen said, I think Trump and his supporters are acting unlawfully, Sherry. There's more people. Yeah, I want the law to pass for people not to come to give birth in the USA. I think so as well. I think they're acting unlawfully because legally, if the law hasn't been passed as yet, then why is it being enforced? Why is it being enforced if it hasn't been passed as yet? That's unfairness. Okay, that's unfairness and that's bias. I mean, America belongs to Trump and the Americans, and that's fine. They choose to let who they want to let into the country based on their reasons. But if the law has not been passed as yet, if it has not been revoked, then why is it being enforced? It should not be enforced. And that lady should have been allowed entry into America to have her child. Until the law or the rule is revoked, then it should be enforced. And anyone that goes to the USA after the passing of that law, then they will serve the consequences. Yeah, they'll be back on the plane, back to your home country. But to be enforcing the law even before it's revoked, it is that's very, very unfair. Very, very unfair. It is unlawful. Yes, it is unlawful. It is unlawful. It is unlawful. But then the thing is, what can she do? She can't really do anything, to be honest. Can she sue the government, sue the American government? I don't know, because the visa that she probably had was a visitor's visa. Are you generally allowed to go to the USA and have baby on a visitor visa? I don't know. I don't think so. Okay. I was listening to this documentary, and it was saying basically the law does not expressly allow for birthright citizenship. People actually implied the law and implied birthright citizenship into the law. But it obviously, I think they are anti, right? But it was saying that the law, and I was about to read it, that it doesn't expressly cater for birthright citizenship. It was implied into the law from this. I think it was a Chinese case. Well, it was a Chinese guy, someone from China. His case, and then so people start going to America and having babies, and then it was unlawful for the baby to be deported back with the parent. And so baby is now born in America. As long as you're born on the American soil, you are then an American citizen. So it's a whole lots of mix up. It's a whole lots of mix up. I'm gonna continue with the article. So her visa was cancelled immediately. Due to the misfortune, Annabella said she fell into a coma. I don't think she actually fell into a coma, but she was shocked. She was shocked. But after she got better, she was put on the next available flight and deported to Nigeria, she said. So she was shocked, yeah? Because obviously she may have done her research and she knows that the law is still in at the moment. It's not been revoked. And then for her to turn up at the airport, having her visa cancelled at the same time, and not being able to give birth in America, it must have been very depressing for her. So as soon as she felt better, she was put onto the next flight. She had high expectations, correct, and it was all shattered at just at the airport. Just at the airport. It's very unfortunate. She said playing with my daughter caused life didn't end when I went to America to give birth to her, but was denied entry into the country and my visa cancelled. With the stress, I fell into labor, was rushed to the hospital in Houston. Immediately, I became a bit okay. They put me on the next available flight back to Nigeria. My husband offered me to go somewhere. I was too traumatized to embark on another journey. I have lost a child before. I wasn't going to overstress this baby. So I decided to remain in Nigeria. Okay, so they allowed her to have the baby, but then they deported her and the baby back to Nigeria. Wow. I can understand why this lady wanted to have a baby in America, because here it is stated that she had miscarriages. She has lost babies, a child before, and so for this one, it would have been deemed a high risk, sort of, yeah. So she wanted to make sure she had the proper care, but unfortunately, America wasn't having it. It's like, how dare you come here to have your child? They were not having it at all. But Donnie dropped the bombshell. Yes, yes. It's unfortunate that it happened to her. And I'm happy that she shared her story, because it can bring awareness to others who are planning to go to America during this time. It is likely that they will be refused entry as well to have their baby. So restrained from trying to go to America, even though the law has not been revoked, it is being enforced as if it has been revoked. All right. So save yourself the stress and the drama. Learn from this lady's experience and be guarded. All right. Let's continue on with this story, okay? And she said some people wanted to know more and asked her if she had applied for the visa early. Annabella said she started applying when she was 2 months pregnant. She said it was better if they had denied her the visa instead of giving it to her and then cancelling it on arrival. So she applied for her visa 2 months earlier, got the visa, and then she was denied entry into the country to have the baby. It shows how haphazard the law is, and how human beings like us, how we treat others. Sometimes there's a saying that it's not your business, but you want to act like it's your business. So, you're not the owner, you're not the manager, you're maybe the supervisor, and you want to behave like it's your business. Meaning that the law has not been revoked as yet, but yet there are people like you and I at immigration officers enforcing the law, as if it has been revoked. This lady should not have been deported and deprived of having a child in America based on what is on the books. Okay? Based on what is on the books at the moment. The matter is still in court. But I guess the Trump administration already declared the law, birthright citizenship, revoked. And so if they already declared it revoked, then rightfully immigration officers will have to enforce the law. But to my understanding, that matter, that rule is still in court. I cannot see how it is justifiable why she was deprived of having a child in the USA. That's how America works. Yes, unless there is something, practically that's how it works. As long as a rule is before the court, then everything stops. So then if everything stops, it means that if you try to come into the country to give birth, you would be denied because the matter is pending before the court. That's how it works. Queen said they act like they are federal judges. That's just how they operate in America, to be honest. Right. She said her words, in my interview, which is the interview for the visa to go to America, I clearly told them I was going there to have my baby because of my past experience here in Nigeria, and they gave me the visa. So if they don't want me to have the baby there, they could have just denied me. Fair? That's very true. If they knew the reason why she applied for the visa and then they granted her the visa for that reason, then why deny her when she arrives at the airport? I can imagine she must have went into a coma. You're heavily pregnant and here you are, you've traveled miles across the ocean to get to America. And then the immigration officer is going to tell you cannot enter to have your child. And on top of that, you had your child and you were deported on the next flight. That's trauma. That's depression. Unfortunately, she had to go through this experience. But as I said before, I'm happy that she shared her story because this can help others who are looking to go to America to have their baby. It's going to be the same thing. Don't think your situation is going to be different. It's not going to be different. It's going to be the same thing. Because the law is before the court, it's like everything is at a standstill until it is resolved in the court. All right? Okay, so let's answer a few questions. Let's see what's in the chat. Yes, a very hard blow indeed. That is a very, very hard blow indeed. The Queen said they wanted the money. Yes, because to apply for a visa, you are going to pay for it. Of course, they're not going to turn you down. They're going to take the money and maybe grant you your visa, especially if you satisfy the requirements. Yes. So they won't turn you down. But then you can have your visa, and then when you arrive at immigration is whether the immigration officer thinks that your reason for entering is sufficient or not. So it's another assessment there. So she should not have had high hopes because of the climate at the moment in America. She should have expected the unexpected, especially because of this time.